Hello folks. Hey, I got a Craftsman T1000 ride-on tractor. You know what, I saw this online. You know, I'm going to try this little hack. Supposedly it makes the steering a little easier. Not like it's power steering, but I can understand the concept. So I'm going to try it. I ordered these bearings, okay, from Amazon. Roughly about $5 or so. Free shipping. Alright, basically it's just a needle bearing. Okay, got two of these. You got an upper and a lower washer that it rides on. Okay, so the concept is basically the wheel with the post comes up and it'll lean on this bearing and kind of like glide over it, like rolls over it. Whereas the old one was a little plastic bushing. So I'm going to show you on this old one here. And this one here, okay, you're going to see there is a bushing inside here, okay, and this is the post of the wheel. It goes up and it rides on that nylon plastic bushing, okay. Then there's another one up on top, a little plastic bushing over here, and there's a little clip that holds it on top. So basically it's just gliding on the two plastic bushings. So most of the weight that's on here will be on down there. That bushing would be taking the most abuse. So the concept here is to put a needle bearing in it. So what I did here was, you can't put the needle bearing in place of where that bushing is, because you can see the thickness of the bushing, okay? So what I did was I knocked the bushing out and I flipped it the other way. Because even though the needle bearing is going to sit here from now on, there's going to be a space that this rod is going to, the steering post is going to be riding on, and is going to be hitting this arm. So I reused the bushing, I reversed it the other way, knocked it back in. So the post will be riding in the bushing, the weight will be on the bearing. I was able to squeeze it up in here and put back the original clip. Okay, because if you put it with the newer bearing on top of this, when it was on the bottom, the post does not come up enough to make that clip. So I reversed the bushing the other way, so I can still use this part of the bushing here to use it for the shaft. The top bushing is still there, and the only thing I have to do here is I'm gonna have to cut. There's a shield, plastic shield that goes here to keep the dust off of this post. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna cut the post off over here. But before I do that, you know what? I'm gonna try it first. If it works, I'm gonna cut the little plastic shield off. Where is that shield? Right here. Okay, here's the shield. It's not covering anything. Basically, it's not even, it only covers half of it, okay? Just pretty much just covers the post so the dirt and grass doesn't get onto that. All right? But the original one was not even greased. It's just there. There's no grease fittings, nothing to turn. So worst case scenario, I just cut a little piece over here, 1/2 inch, and then I'll be able to still slap it on. All right, and then you gotta put this little cap back on. So basically there, the plastic cap's off. I get a little screwdriver in here and just pry it up a little bit at a time until you get it off so you don't break it. I took the cotter pin off the, I'm gonna call it the tie rod, which is the rod that goes from left to right. And the whole assembly just comes down. All right, I'm gonna show you what that piece over there looks like once I take it apart. That side's a little harder. It's got the steering arm attached to it. Okay, other than that, it's the same concept. All right, I'm gonna take that apart and we'll see where we stand. All right, here you go on the right side. 13mm bolt, nut, socket. Take that off. There is no clip on this side. The whole arm would drop off on you once you take the cotter pin for that tie rod off, okay? Then what you're going to see here is basically there's a spacer, the factory plastic nylon bushing, and the factory nylon plastic bushing here. This whole assembly wheel would come out, fall on the ground. That's what you see. All right, so like I said, the bearing assembly is going to replace this part of the bushing right here. You can't double it up because then the shaft won't fit in there. But you know what? I think on this side it could fit. And the reason why I said that is because this side does not have a clip. So you know what? I'm going to assemble it and put it back. But anyway, if you don't want to, little screwdriver in here. All right, just wedge it out, and the thing comes right out. And you can just flip it just like I did on the other side. Look at this crap in there. All right, so what I'm going to do is, I am just going to put the bearing on this side, because I believe this rod, if I remember, before I took it apart, I should have looked. It stuck up a little bit. I think we'll be all right. I'm going to try it. All right, like I said, this one's on shaft mounted with the 13mm bolt. So there's plenty of room. You know, go back to the video before, it was sticking up a little bit, which is fine. Look at that. The bearings fits in there. Okay, the bearing on the bottom. Then you got the original nylon bushing. I put the cover back on this side. Nylon bushing. Spacer. That's it. This assembly is together. Now I'm going to go take it out for a spin. We'll see what it does. What do you think? Should be night and day. This is the part number that's on the bag. Let's see if I can get the part number from my Amazon. It tells you what size the inside diameter is and all that other BS. Alright, so I'm going to take this sucker out for the spin. We'll see what happens. Alright. Let's see. Alright, we're going to start this up. Take it for a spin. It's going to be loud. Put it on a turtle setting. Just put it on, I don't know, looks like 4th gear. Forward. Let's go. Let's try it with the one finger. Let's go a little faster. Wow. Night and day. Put it on next speed. One finger turning. Check this out. Yeah. There's no way you would have done this with the old way. Definitely the bushing makes a big difference. Not bushing, the bearing. The tree. Look at that. Unbelievable. Big difference. I'm glad I added those bearings. But definitely, yes. I say you go do it. Go a little faster. Pick up the next speed. Same thing. Look at that. It's like power steering. Without the pump, the belt, or anything. Big difference. Definitely a big difference. Alright guys. That's it for this video. Get those bearings. Put it in there. This side. Big difference. Be less work on your fingers when you turn it now. Look at that. Even on cement. See that? Easy peasy. Love it. All right, we'll see how long it lasts. That's the other thing, right? We'll see how long it lasts. All right, that's it. Thanks for watching.